Yo, 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 it's your boy Sneaky from R&R, recognition and respect. Tune in every Monday from 8 to 9 to catch up with me and my adventures and hear from my guests ranging from artists to entrepreneurs and much, much more. Catch us every Monday of the week on the west side of the after party. See you at the party, y'all.
What is up? How is everybody doing out there? Welcome back to another episode of Recognition and Respect with your boy Sneaky. I had a great weekend. I just had to take a moment to say shout out Dewey for booking me to go out to San Francisco for my first debut at the End Up. It was a wild party. San Francisco knows how to do it. I appreciate their prioritizing green spaces. If you follow me on Instagram, I made a comment. I spent a lot of time in the parks, walking around. Everybody's smoking weed there. There's a lot of nature and big pathways, and it's very intentional use of space. And I liked it. And it also still reminded me of LA. There was a lot of art, but I feel like there was more art, and people respected the art more. And this is just my very short time of being there, 2 days, and the specific spots I went, as a tourist. So, I'm pretty sure I was in nicer parts of town or whatever, but I dug it. San Francisco, I'm definitely trying to go back. I got good reviews on my set, so hopefully I get another booking out there, and we just keep this freak train going. But before we get to my guest today, I want to thank my sponsors. This episode, this radio would not be able to continue without people seeing the value in this and, recognizing my vision and trying to create a platform and, opening it up to whoever wants to come. So big shout out to the Midnight Motives. Their album Visions is currently available on iTunes and Spotify. Go stream it. It's a big deal. People are always asking me, how can I support you? What can I do to, I can't always go to your shows. I can't buy all your merch. Stream the music that's on Spotify, for the decimals of cents that we get for that. It helps, rate it. If you're listening to this podcast and you dig it and you use Apple, go subscribe and rate it 5 stars and leave a comment. Super simple. If you see me post a link to my music, share it. If you hear an opportunity for a DJ gig, mention my name. If people are talking about music or talking about artistry, entrepreneur, business, anything, just have me on the tip of your tongue. That's support. That's real tangible support that can benefit. So if you fuck with the Midnight Motives, if you dig this podcast, if you dig this radio, go stream them, add them to a playlist, post the link on to your friends, share it. I know people share music. It's a big thing for people to share music these days. So, make a little effort to share our music, share people that either have been on this show or shows that we throw, if it's an easy way that takes little to no effort. So Midnight Motives, Visions, day one sponsor. Also, the show is brought to you by Night Flare Company. Shout out David in the studio right now. Woo woo! You can't see him, but I can see him, and that's all that matters. Night Flare Company is a film, music production, and booking company. Services include video work by a full film crew of Napalm Monkey Productions and Flying Chimp Studios, live sound and recording by JQ Sound, studio recording and production with Frankie Valentine. I help out with the marketing and the promo and getting the flyers out and the street teams. So whenever there's shows or things like this, we get it out. And we have a team of promoters that do a lot of bookings. And like I said last time, we're always doing shows. And the last show of the year is going to be happening. And it is going down November 8th at the Epic Lounge in Downey. We got 2 bands, rap artists, hip-hop artists, DJs, live art. Check out all the pages that are associated. Sneaky ENT, Night Flare Company. That's Night, NIGHTFLARE Company. Follow the movement. We're constantly trying to showcase artists and bring them to venues and get them in front of people. And it doesn't work unless the people are tuning in and keeping up with everything. So thank you, Night Flare. And finally, last but not least, this show is also brought to you by Shots Fired, San Diego's premier rap battle league, working to showcase local hip-hop talent on a continuously expanding platform. Check out Shots Fired on Saturday, November 17th for the biggest rap battle in San Diego history. For more info, visit shotsfiredbattle.net. And yeah, like I said, visit the sponsors, support the sponsors. They support the vision. The vision allows us to bring guests like we have today. The homies Vile Descent are in the studio.
What's up?
Say what's up to the people.
What up, people? What up?
Yo, man, thanks for having us,
man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it, brother.
man. Again, Night Flare, big supporter of this podcast. Y'all do shows together, do
right.
some work
Yeah.
together. So
Homies.
Blame
Yeah.
them for having us. Huh?
Yeah. So
it's their fault.
So there's only two of you here, but you're all a four-piece, right? So
We're-
you want to
we're
give the
four-piece.
shout out to the rest of the other two guys who couldn't make it
Yeah,
today?
unfortunately, the other guys couldn't make it. They wish they could, but of course, scheduling and
Scheduling,
everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
man. We did mention and everything, but it's tough, to work around everybody's
yeah.
schedule. But Giovanni, Larry, the rest of the guys. That's our bass player and our lead guitar player that are unfortunately not here. But
And you are Kevin, and what do you do,
I'm Kevin. I do vocals and guitar. And
My name's Brian. I play drums for the band. The guy in the back making all that fucking noise.
Yeah. So you're the lead guitarist?
No, I do rhythm.
And-
I do
and you
rhythm
sing,
and vocals.
okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then the
rhythm and
other
vocals.
guy
And then Larry, lead guitar. Well, obviously he's not here, and Giovanni.
face
on bass.
melting solos
Yeah,
type
pretty
shit?
much.
All
man.
right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So we played your song at the top of the show. What song was that?
That would be Violence. That would be
Violence.
the basically what our latest. Well, one of the songs from our latest EP that we just came out this year, a few months ago. And our music video, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Strongly advise you check it out. See if you let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. So I'm not super familiar. I know it's metal, but there's so many different types of metal out there. What
Right.
kind of metal would you consider yourselves, or what is that even metal? Am I totally putting my foot in my mouth right
yeah,
now?
no,
I think just our style would definitely just be just straight up metal.
Okay.
There's so many names out there. We're just heavy metal with. We like to have a lot of groove in our songs.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we like to experiment with our songs and different styles of. We don't gotta say we're just gonna be this style. We just like to experiment and play what we like at the end of the day.
So
And
we're
so far it's been cool.
all right. I like that you agree with that. Yeah.
No, yeah, because everybody, there's four of us, that's four brains and
Right.
four inspirations, four different, mentalities, and everybody's inspired by different artists and different musicians and what have you. So I was inspired by, industrial punk and, thrash, you know what I mean? And everybody
Circle Pit type shit.
Yeah, exactly, you know what I mean? So my brother was inspired by different things, Larry and Giovanni, they were also inspired by a lot of different things. So we try to capture the unique essence of it. Try to pick the best part of what they capture,
So
what
when
they
your
admire.
powers
you know what I mean?
combine, you're Captain
Exactly.
Metal.
We're like the Power Rangers, and we're trying to build that fucking Megazord. And
I
shit.
feel it. So Vile Descent.
Yeah.
Where does that name come from? What does it mean?
Well,
Or does it not have a meaning? Is it just a cool name?
It's definitely a meaning. We've been meaning to actually put it out there to tell
What it
the
actually
story of it.
means?
What it actually means, yeah. But no, it's basically a whole. I've always been a fan of evil versus good kind of thing. The Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars nerd, to be
Okay,
honest. So the
okay.
whole yin yang kind of thing going on, and back then we were trying to figure out a name to start this band. This vision that I had, kind of thing. So at the time I was talking to my artist friend, so we're just kind of shooting ideas back and forth, and kind of whole idea with the whole evil versus good kind of thing. And I was like, well, let's use a whole Catholic background, since we are, we're not religious, but
Right.
we're Mexican. We grew up Catholic, and that was
Yeah, it's a
influenced.
cultural-
in
it's a cultural thing,
Exactly. It was part of our culture now, so we used that to kind of influence the music and the name itself to kind of be relatable to us and other people as well. So in this case, we took the story of the Catholic, devil versus God kind of thing, where
Right.
he was. He was casted away from the heavens as an
Right.
angel, and his descent was so vile. Like, he was basically thrown into the earth, into humanity, into
Got it,
us.
got it.
So we're like, well, let's take that. Let's say that, that maybe we're a part of the angels that were thrown out of heaven, because we always feel like we don't belong either. Maybe the devil didn't belong in heaven or didn't belong somewhere else, so he was thrown out. And sometimes we feel that way too, like we don't belong in a certain place, area, or time, even
Right,
at that,
right,
you know.
right.
So we almost could relate to like, well, we're like the outcasts too,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let's use that, you know, that vile descent kind of thing. So it's like basically where the idea came from.
I like
obviously,
that.
So.
I studied religion, so
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm really that's what my BA is in, study religion. And even though I focused on Buddhism, again,
The stories are great, man.
I'm
They're like,
Latino, grew up Catholic, I
Right,
did
right.
that, so
Yeah.
I studied a lot of, so
That's cool, man.
I'm
That's
really
cool.
into
Yeah.
anytime any movie or band or anything is
Yeah.
like has a religious lens, I always get more interested. Like, oh, let's see
Yeah.
what they're kind of critiquing or how much they even know
They even-
about it. Yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people say shit and it's like, these fools, they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
read books,
yeah.
you know. Like,
Exactly. At this point, it's like you kind of need either or to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you could say you're all about Satan, or you're super religious. You know what I mean? But in the end of it, you kind of need either or. If you are just one specific thing, then there is an opposing evil to that. You just got to realize what it is and be aware that it's there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also with Satanism, it's like, okay, you could believe in the devil, but you gotta admit, if you believe in the devil, then there's a God, because
Right.
guess who created?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, come on, let's get it into
No.
the facts straight. And like you have a BNA, so you
Right,
should
right,
know
right,
more
right.
about that than I do, to be honest.
Well,
So-
I followed this Twitter account, the Church of Satan, and they always make sure to let everybody know that it's like Satanism is actually a sect of Christianity. The Church of Satan, they're atheists.
Respect.
No, they're atheists.
They're actually
yeah.
acknowledging
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
They're atheists. There's like we're atheists. We're taking about like universal. So it's
Yeah.
always that a lot of people come into that ignorance with like, oh, you worship the devil. It's like, yeah, well, there's some God in there, like.
Yeah.
So
it's like there's a little hint of it, not ultimately, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like,
of
come
course,
on,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
bullshit
yeah,
the bullshitter
yeah,
kind of
come
thing.
come on. We know what we're talking about.
Exactly. But that's cool that you actually knew what that is, because that's ultimately like it. Our last name is Angel, so like I said, we even tap that into it.
Right,
To kind
yeah.
of
How can you
make
not, right?
sense.
Yeah. How can you
Make
not?
it a little bit easier. We're musicians. We're not really as artistic as we try to be or we want to be, but I mean, I'm a big art fan.
Right.
I'm enthusiastic for art. I went to art school for a very long time. Am I a great artist? Not really, to be
Right,
honest.
right.
Am I a great photographer? Not the best, no. But I could get down on on a song, 'cause,
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
least on my end, to
Right.
get something out of it.
And you
as
could take
opposed to nothing.
you could take a photo that could become album artwork, or you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, yeah, so,
I'm no Picasso or,
Right, right,
or
right.
like Ross Hoffman or
Pretty much what
anybody
we've
else. out
done
there.
with our album covers. We've done everything ourselves for the most part. We try to get artists, but it didn't work out, so we just took a picture,
yeah.
a photograph,
Yeah.
old school,
I
It
mean,
worked.
honestly, nowadays you have to do everything yourself, man. No one's
DIY,
trying to help you out. yeah.
ultimate DIY kind of thing.
So you guys are brothers.
yeah,
Yeah.
And where do you come from? What city do you rep? Where were you? Where did you grow up? Or
Born
what?
and raised in South
born and
Central
raised in South
LA.
Central LA.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
We stay in the hood, born in the hood, and we're probably gonna die in the hood. So
And
that's
is everybody from the band from that same neighborhood, or y'all got some transplants?
no,
in there?
for the most
For the
part,
most part, yeah.
yeah.
I went to high school with Larry, our lead guitar player. We pretty much went to the same high school. We're friends, played in different bands, and at the end that we just kind of linked up. And our
Yeah.
bass player is actually from Whittier,
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Whittier. So
Okay.
yeah, we somehow make it work out. So far, it's been cool. It's been
That's
a good
cool.
ride.
So what's the origin story? Did you were like, hey, look, we're gonna, well, who's older? I'd say,
Yeah.
I was guessing. Sorry, bro. Sorry. But so were you just like, hey, you're my little brother. You're gonna be my drummer. Like, I'm gonna get guitar. You're gonna be my drummer. That's it. Like, that's who that's what we're gonna do.
Kind of, yeah, in a way. Well, we grew up in a family of musicians. So, like, my dad was a musician. He's a drummer. He's a singer. And his brothers were musicians. They were in a band. They were called Los Hermanos Angel. And they used to play, like, cumbias. They used to play, like, rancheras. Like, parties, you know what I mean? Like, birthday parties,
They're
weddings.
like the banda and shit.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Right,
I
right.
used to get hired to play all that stuff. So I literally grew up on stage, but on that side of, like, obviously my culture, you know what I mean? The Mexican side of things, our culture kind of thing. And, well, we grew up, we got a little bit older, and I was interested. That thing hit me, like, hard when we went to go see Summer Sanitarium.
Oh, yeah, Metallica.
It was Metallica Korn. Like, that was our first official big concert, and our cousin and our uncle took us, and we were like,
We're just mind blown.
The hell is this?
Like,
This world
cool. It's loud,
exists?
there's fireworks. There's beer thrown everywhere.
Yeah, people
there's
lighting
girls
fires,
there.
pits,
It was
yeah.
everything, man. Everything that like
Mota
me
neck.
exactly. There was weed, there was titties, there was beer. Everything that I just kind of was into, still into at the time.
Till this
Yeah,
day.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like that. Exactly, shit, man. So ever since then, it's like, dude, do you want to do that? Like, we should do that. We should learn. Like, we should, wouldn't it be cool? And that's pretty much how me and this guy been at it. We started bands.
Back when we were like 13.
Yeah,
14.
13, very, very middle schoolish kind of area, dude.
And
like
then when did Larry? I'm trying to get the origin story. When did Larry and Giovanni come into the?
they basically, well, like you said, he went to school with them. I went to Fairfax, so I didn't know the guys until we started hanging out because Larry was in a separate band. And then we started playing shows together. So his band dismantled. And then at the time, we were at a different band too.
Friend.
we needed a bass player, we needed a guitar player. So we are like, hey, two of you, two of us, come together. Like,
Power Rangers, Voltron.
It's like we're both single. You know, it's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
single, I'm single.
You just got out of a relationship. Well, we're looking for a
gosh.
relationship. Let's fuck.
Don't
Yeah.
make me blush, guys.
So how many years have y'all been playing now together?
We
Out the sand, we've
yeah.
been together since 2014.
yeah,
Okay.
2014.
So 4
yeah.
years, going on
Yeah.
5 years.
And going on 5 years. Giovanni is the most recent guy that actually joined. About what, like
A couple months ago.
a couple months
Yeah.
ago?
He just joined the band. So he's a as they say, the new booty.
The new
The
booty.
new booty,
Y'all
yeah.
hazing him? Not too hard, I
Not too
hope.
hard,
Not
no,
too
but
hard,
definitely
yeah.
hazing him, right?
Hazing,
Yeah, it has to.
hazing.
It
Yeah.
comes with the
You gotta
the
make sure he
territory.
can hang, right?
Comes with the
Yeah.
territory,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's like. But other than that, it's been great. We played our first show with him, and it's never sounded any better, and it's gonna
Okay.
sound heavier. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the future shows. To
So
be
did
honest.
he play on the EP that we're listening to?
No, he didn't actually.
Okay,
No,
so we're not even getting the full experience.
No,
so y'all have to go
Yeah,
to the shows.
Exactly. The
What?
way to actually
That's a hook.
listen to the now Vile Descent was to see us live.
We sound
yeah.
better live, put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen us live, then that's honestly the best place to see us. Come hang out, come kick it, come drink, come smoke.
So, all right, let's get into that because we're talking to people right now. So I'm curious, like, when we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna ask it: who do you feel you make music for? Like, who is your? Are you like as the Outcast? Are you making music for Outcast now? Or are you trying to like bring the mainstream to understand that? Like, what do you think your mission is? Are you just trying to like get all the Outcasts together and be like, yo, let's fuck shit up? What's
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of seeing it.
the
man.
last
Yeah,
one?
That's a pretty good way of seeing it.
All right.
I like that shit, actually. That's pretty good. Like, just read my mind or something.
Alright, yeah.
No, yeah, well, dude, that's exactly how I
Pretty
made. I
much
make
it.
the music for, like, me personally at least, I make music for the fucking 10-year-old kid that was me back then, and hoping that it'll trigger some other kid, some other 10, 13-year-old, 5, whatever have you, that'll listen to our music or any style of music that'll just trigger them and be like, you know what? I want to be a musician too. You know, I want to play. I want to sing. I want to whatever, anything that involves me. I want to produce. I want to engineer. Whatever that involves that sparked me. I'm hoping that I will do that to somebody else.
Got you.
And that's ultimately the reason why we keep doing this music.
And
to
just
be
keep it
honest.
going, you know what I mean? Just let
Yeah.
it flow.
It's
We don't want metal to die.
it's a good feeling that it gives us to
Do you
create.
feel like metal's gonna die? Do
I
you
don't- I
feel
don't
like
think
it's
it is.
dying?
I don't think it is.
Why
I feel-
that's a very morbid statement. I'm curious. I'm gonna
I feel like
dig
it's,
deep into that.
I feel like sometimes it comes in waves, to be honest. I feel like, I mean, metal goes back to like the 80s, right? So it goes away, then like it comes back, some other style of music comes in, and it's almost like history has a way of repeating itself, where I feel like now it's coming back, and it's coming back even stronger. You know, especially in the LA scene, there's a bunch of bands out there that are really, really good, you know, but there's not exposure for some reason, whether it's, I don't know, marketing, promoting, I don't know, there's just that not...
Shows like this help.
underground,
You know, shows
yeah.
like this really do help a lot because there, like he said, there's a lot of bands. There's a lot of shows that are happening even on one same day. You know, like like today, there's like there's like 3 shows like happening right now.
Today, right
Right
happening.
now.
And they don't even
And
know
then
about each other, how happening?
Some of them do. Some of them already out there. You know what I mean? But the fact that there's a need and a hunger for it, it's like a good sign. You know, it's like a good sign for at least bands like us and for other bands that are trying to come up and do something with it, as opposed to not having like maybe I shouldn't do it because I don't know, there might be a future or anything like that. Well, honestly, if you build it, they will come. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So
just keep at it.
Do y'all have like good shows? Like y'all always like have high attendance every time you play? Is it always packed out?
It's always good, man. Like
Yeah?
I guarantee, like.
We make it fun if it's not.
Yeah, you have to come to our shows. That's like the best time to see us. The music does not do justice for how we do live, and that's just not me speaking. This is what other people have told us.
Right.
Because I can't see us when we're live.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I have to take other people's like criticism and opinion.
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, you know what? This is. I'm like, oh shit, we're actually doing something pretty good then.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
keep going then, right?
Yep.
I mean, the only reason why I ask is like not to be like, oh, like do your shows suck? It's just because to me, it's like I see a parallel hip hop, right? I do hip hop, I DJ, I perform in venues, and like there's a lot of shows, there's a lot of things going on, but sometimes it's hard to like get everybody in the same spot,
Same
you know,
spot.
so everybody can vibe out. So like
Right,
you
right.
have dope like high quality acts
I
that are
agree.
playing for like 5, 10, 15 people, you know? So I'm
Yeah.
just curious, like,
Yeah.
is that something that you see in metal? There's 3 shows going on tonight. Like, are they all going to be packed, or is one of them going to have like 5 people,
They're
and one of
definitely-
them's going to have like 10 people, and then one of them's going to have like 15, and it would have been better to put it all together and try to get like 60, 80 people in a room, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's kind of what I think too. Like, I'm definitely like for that too. It would have made more sense. Like, hey, why don't you just have like a whole like clash of music and people will show up, which I start to see little by little. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because it's like slowly starting to get there. You know, that evolution of like, hey, combining styles and genres. Which I mean, I don't mind. I DJ myself too. I'm a DJ at Dames and Games. So at the top of sports bars, so it's like I gotta play all the good stuff. You know
I don't
what
go
I mean?
to Days and Games because every time I go there, I fall in love. My guy. Every time. I had to stop going there. Every
Oh, man.
time I fall in love.
So,
Showing up with my CD, some flowers. Where's so and so? Who's
Yo.
so and so? Oh my God, no!
exactly.
Hey, why does my hair have
Yeah.
glitter?
Why do I
Wait a
smell
minute,
this
how's
way?
this glitter on me? This lipstick stuff. So I'm a DJ as well,
Yeah,
and as a DJ, I mean, I have to play everything. You know, I
Yeah,
have
of course,
to be
of
tapped
course,
into
of
that
course.
style of like be open-mindedness into all kinds of music. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
So
right.
I'm not opposed to having a combination of different styles and musics put together. If it makes sense, why not? If people want it, if there's a need for it, give the people what they want.
Well, I mean, that's what
You
we
know?
do at Knife Fair Company, bringing you showcases.
Hey, fill her in right there.
No, but really, like, that's what I really like about Knife Flare is because we try to do that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
the Epic
Dude,
Lounge, we try
this
to
is
bring
dope.
rappers and bands and DJs and artists and
Yeah.
potheads and whatever
That's what's
else
up.
you do, you know? People who like to drink, like, and,
what I'm about.
And try to get everybody together because at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I guess when we were younger, it was like a lot of clickiness and fighting, you know? Like, there was a lot of, like, groups against groups.
Yeah.
And now you're older, everybody's just trying to listen to music and get
It's
fucked
kinda
up.
over
right?
it,
It's like,
yeah.
you're like,
Smoke.
like, yeah, let's just hang out.
And it's
man.
cool to find that like that whole same mentality, you know what I mean? Because ultimately, it's to me, it's still art in a way, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's
definitely.
like an artistic way of whatever that you do. You're passionate about something, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
It's like
right.
if you're passionate about it, then just go ahead and do it as long as you're not damaging anybody else.
Yeah, as long as
or,
you're not
you know what I
hurting
mean, or
anybody else. Do
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thing, yeah.
But I mean, dude, I agree with you. In fact, I might have to stop by one of your shows because that sounds like fun. To be
Hey,
honest,
man,
dude.
we always try to bring the fun,
Yeah,
you know?
stop
Yeah,
by
yeah.
Dames, bro. I got you.
After the show.
I just came from there.
I actually, since we're talking about that, last week after the show, if y'all tuned in last week, Roby and I went to Milk Crate Mondays in Chinatown, and homegirl can party, homegirl can party. So if we do that again,
that's fun.
That might just be a thing that we just have to go out after the show with my guests and fucking try to party.
You already know. You guys are more than welcome. And
he's like D&G is here for you.
Down.
Titties out, arms open. Hey, the food there is bomb. The lunch special.
Shit, those burgers are bomb, dog. That's what I did.
And they got the sports cracking, so it's like you could be like, I'm in a sports bar. It's just there's titties and lap
dances.
Everything.
It's like a little mini Vegas, but not going to Vegas.
But not Vegas, and no gambling.
No gambling.
Heartbreaks.
Just
All right. Let's get back to this interview. We're off the rails.
I like it.
What are your goals? Like, I know you just put out this EP. You're performing it. You're touring it. You're trying to get people to come out to your shows. You have a couple shows coming up that we'll be talking about before we get out. But like, is there a 5-10 year plan? Is there any festivals or concerts that you kind of have your eye on that you're like, we'd like to play?
Dude, yeah.
Coachella or like, I don't know, Vans Warped Tour's no more. So like the new Vans, whatever the new Vans. Whoever feels that fucking need,
That's the beauty of it. I mean, we're ultimately open-minded to do all kinds of shows, any show that we want to. That's what we want. We want people to listen to our music. We want people to be exposed to it. If you're not into that style, give it an open mind. To give it a shot. Go to a show. You might end up liking it. You don't know how the result might be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's how I am with certain types of music. And I was like, I don't know if I'm into it. I went to a show. I was like, changed my mind. Why am I like that? Yeah. Why did I say that?
Yep.
And our goal is to keep it going as far as we could go. I mean, we're not gonna stop making music. That's our passion.
It's in our blood already.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
It's not gonna stop. We're gonna keep writing. We're gonna keep doing. If we can't tour, we're gonna keep writing. If we can't perform, we're still gonna keep writing. It's just the technology now just makes it easier to anybody record at home. So that'll be our next goal, really, to make more music. Write another EP, get more music videos, get more tours, get bigger shows, get bigger festivals, get out there.
So I feel like I have to go here because that's what we do on this show. It's like there is like a whole entrepreneur business side of it, and like a lot of what you said, like if we can't do this, if we can't do that, if we can't do this, and I feel like a lot of those can'ts is because there's no resources, right? Like if you're not getting paid to tour, can you really take off from DJing at Danes and Games?
It makes it hard, man.
So like, do you guys get paid for shows? Have you gotten paid for shows? Is there a model? Is there a way that bands can like market themselves or put themselves in a position to try to get paid at shows? Like, how does that work? Is there a way to do it? Have you done it? Are you still trying to figure it out? Like, I need to know.
A little bit of everything, all that, to be honest. A little bit of everything from our end. Yeah, I mean, those are great points that you bring up. And I mean, yeah, we have gotten paid, but it's not like you would expect it to be and shit. You know what I mean? Because certain venues work differently, certain promoters work differently as well. It all depends on how they do it and how the terms are, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's hard, it's difficult. You know what I mean? The pain, the money, it's not the best, but they also know that's not the reason why we're doing it. So it's kind of like a give and take relationship kind of thing. It's God damn it, Yeah. But I wish we could get paid a lot more. I wish we could get that, But obviously, where there's a need, there's a want for it, then there would be more to it. That's why we're trying to get a little bit more exposure and get more people to listen to it, because technically we don't feel like we have gotten the exposure or the places that we need to be. So we're trying to push it as far that we can to get to the point where we could get more people in the shows, get more people to like the music,
and then generate
listen
some
to
kind
it,
of
exactly.
So you mentioned promoters, and I'm curious, like pay to play. Have you done like your terms, and is that something that kind of happens?
It definitely does happen as bands. That does happen a lot.
You have to sell tickets, or you have to give a deposit.
Yeah, absolutely. As bands, that does happen. I mean, it sucks, but I mean that's the kind of thing that you kind of have to do, because it's almost like not only you're paying to play, but you're paying, depending on the band, it better be a good fucking band
that you're opening up for, right? Yeah,
because you're technically paying for the And
To
honestly,
cover
for the
their
exposure,
costs, yeah.
for the exposure of it, like, you know what? Hey, it's almost like you're building your resume, you know, as a band. And this is like some straight up shit. It's like, as a band trying to come up, you have to build your resume, and sometimes you have to pay some money out of your pocket. Sacrifice a lot of things: gas, money, relationships, yada yada, what have you. You know what I mean? For certain things that kind of like in the long run of the show, almost doesn't add up. You know what I mean? But that's not the point of why we do these things.
Right.
and shit,
It's
you
a
know what I
passion.
mean?
Yeah,
It's
you
a
love
passion
it.
for
Yeah.
And I feel that certain people do take advantage of that, but the people that don't are the people that are as passionate as you are.
Right.
Same people that have been doing it forever, that have that fire in them. You know what I mean?
And
Those are the
ones who
people
pay
that
you
we
and
want
shit.
to work with.
Yeah.
Those are the people that we want to work with, that ultimately see the vision. And like I said earlier on, if you built it, then people will ultimately come. And I feel that if we stick together more as a group instead of being independent here, oh, look at my ego by doing this by myself. You know what I mean? I'm going to try and do this on my own. I'm going to try and build something on my own. And it's like, you know what? There's 2 or 3 other people that have the same mentality as you that could probably build a wall better and stronger together if you're trying to reach to the top. You know what I mean? And ultimately, that's all we're trying to do.
Is that something that you run into a lot? Like side projects, people trying to like do, I'm going to be the singer, guitar player, drummer, bass player of this band. Like,
Absolutely. And mostly it's a clash between egos and people and shit. And it's like, if we were to kind of like to boost down that meter, then things would be a lot more smoother and better. And we get to focus on ultimately what makes everything worth it, the music. You know what I mean? It's like that invisible drug that you don't see but you need. You know what I mean? Because that spark is there, yet you're trying to reach it. Because
you gotta put up with this fool's ego, or does he have it pretty in check? Because he's the singer, frontman, right? Does he ever?
We put each other on check before that ego steps in.
Okay. And what about
wait a minute.
What about the other guys? Like, are they kind of on the same tip? Like, not try to be too ego?
so
like,
we'll sometimes kind of have to put each other on check. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
that's a good thing that we
gets,
talked about this band. That there's nothing wrong with like just being straight up about things. Like if you're doing something wrong, even if it's something little, bring it up. You know, and maybe you don't realize that you're doing something wrong, but you are. But until someone tells you, that's when you realize you're like, damn, I did mess up right there, or I am doing that wrong, or whatever. So I think it comes down to like communication. I think it's a real good thing that he's my brother. I think if we weren't playing music, we probably wouldn't be hanging out as much.
Yeah,
but we're always at concerts, we're always at
Right.
shows, doing things together, talking about.
but you
our
feel like you
band.
could be super honest with him and be like, "Hey, fool, you're fucking up
Yeah,
right now,"
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
not gonna be like, "No."
Yeah,
He'll
of
be
course.
like, all right, brother.
And even though like if it does happen a little bit, we're like, yeah, well, I'm like, fuck, okay. We realize it eventually.
Right.
You know, it's kind of weird, but it's almost like a relationship.
I can
Well,
see that. No, yeah, and
technically
I've heard
is.
that. I've heard that a lot with
Yeah.
bands and like.
It's like sometimes you can't take things personally too. You know what I mean? Like your feelings are gonna get hurt, but you can't like be like, oh my god, like it's
Because the
over,
intention
you know what I
wasn't
mean?
there, right? Like,
No,
the intention's
no.
always to make good music and
Yeah,
come
yeah,
together and be a band.
absolutely.
So,
At the end of the day, yeah.
like, remember that and don't get butthurt if something
No,
didn't
yeah.
get said right, or if someone did something because they weren't trying to be a dick.
No, absolutely not. Like
Why getting mad, fool?
why you get mad though? Why you mad
Why you
though?
mad? Why you mad?
Yeah, there's definitely a few like slight issues like that, but overall, like it's a great experience, and I wouldn't trade this for like the world, to be honest. I mean,
There'd probably be something wrong if there wasn't, and that side of it.
If everything was just
If
perfect
everything
and
was just perfect,
smooth,
that'd be kind of weird.
yeah,
it wouldn't be a real band.
It's
It
never-
wouldn't be a real metal band. Huh?
It's never easy.
All right.
man.
There's got to be
There's always
some vial
shit.
to it.
It's
It
never
can't
easy.
be all dissent.
No, exactly. I remember I told my dad, actually, that's the one I wanted to be to when I grew up. And he's like, he didn't even say, oh yeah, you should go for it. The first thing that came out of his mouth was like, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
Hey, he
I was
wasn't
like,
lying, right?
He was not lying. Hell
That's
no.
no so, dog.
That's why I always remember that shit, because I was like, yo.
So
But-
what's the process like? Like, do you write all the songs and you come up with the ideas and like have the lyrics and then you bring it to the rest of the band, or do y'all jam out and come up with stuff together?
We ultimately try to make it a group effort.
Everybody
like,
has their
everybody's
two
a group
cents.
effort.
Go in
Yeah,
the
and I mean,
studio and change up parts here and there, work with each other.
yeah, because I always tell the guys, like, you know, the key word to being in a band is the word "and." You know what I mean? Because there's me and him and Larry and Giovanni. You know what I mean? So it's like four heads, and we're all writing. I mean, it's cool to bring something on the table and be like, hey, dude.
Wait, can we
I got
reverse
this,
that?
man.
I like that. Hold on. The keyword to band is and.
Exactly. So to me, it's important to get everybody's opinion, you know, because in the end, it's like they're gonna be like a bottled up bottle, and it's
Right.
like, dude, everybody's creative. Let's just highlight that.
So do you
know?
have people like? Is there times where Larry will be like, "Yo, I got this
Yeah,
riff,"
he
or
got some riffs, man. Yeah,
and then
like,
y'all be like, "Oh, it's tight. Let's build on that."
there's been
Yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
times where it's like he has a riff, or he even has a song already, and it's like, well, let's check it out.
Fucking
And
do
he
it.
comes
Yeah.
in. Well, what happens lately is that Larry and him get in the room together because I'm like fucking always working, so I show
Looking at
up.
titties? You're always looking at
Exactly.
I'd be
Exactly,
working
yeah.
too. No, I'd be working hard. Oh, I'd be working hella hard.
You already know. So I fucking show up and he got some stuff and it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's actually pretty cool, dude. And it's like, well, let's try this. Let's move this. Let's chop this up over here. And it's like, what if we turn this around now? And then what if we turn this riff into this? And it's like, now try it. You know what I mean? It's like, now try it. And then they start jamming it and it's like, fuck, like, hell yeah. Like, I start feeling it more, so I just jump on the vocals. You know, I'm like, I got some ideas real quick. I need to record it. Like, let me record it. Like, play it over. Play the whole thing over. And lately, I kind of noticed that's kind of how it's been going.
That's the
and it's
dynamic
been
right
working
now? Yeah.
good. Yeah, like,
That doesn't bother you? That like the shit's already made and you just kind of have to show up and do your.
not really, dude. It
Kinda
actually
tight, huh?
helps me because you get to move forward faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I have a riff, then I'll just bring it onto the table, and he'll be like, Larry will work with it, or anybody will work with it too. You know, like the point of it is to always keep the ball rolling. Like he has riffs, why am I gonna be a roadblock to
No, yeah.
to what he's trying to do or what they're trying to do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to come in there and add that extra little flavor. You know what I mean? And be like, boom, 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 cool. What you got? Let's do this. Stir it up. Damn, that's a mighty tasty soup. You know?
Yeah.
Bam.
We
So
definitely
I'll
try
do
to
that.
keep things interesting in writing.
Yeah, with that, and I don't mind at all. So far it's been working good, and we have technically already like almost a new album already written after releasing this one. So
That's good. That's a good
hopefully-
problem to have. Yeah,
hopefully-
yeah.
Hopefully we get something, you know, like soon by next year, if anything.
Oh, we have some questions on Facebook. Oh, we're on our wait. Okay.
Oh yeah, cool.
I guess we're gonna
Check it
take
out.
some stuff from the crowd.
Let's check it out.
What do we got? It's on what video is it on, Britt?
Is that on his?
On the live feed? Shit, you have it right there, right? I don't
Is it
see
this
no.
one right here?
Yeah, I don't see no comment.
What if I click it? Click it, or tick it?
On the live feed?
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, so we
yeah.
got some questions from the crowd. Let's see who's saying what.
Oh, sorry.
That's my cousin. Shout out. Let's see. How was it growing up in the dirty streets of South Central?
Shit, we made it, y'all. We're still alive. No bullet holes. Look at this. No scars, nothing. Yo, we made it. Damn.
Larry is a white guy. Oh no, that's still my cousin. My cousin's being hilarious. You know what though? I'm actually gonna go off that. Thank you, Facebook. South Central. It is not like an easy place to grow up, right?
Nah, man. It wasn't. Now
It's a lot cool now.
Gentrification is hitting
yeah,
South
it's
Central.
kind of what it's happening, to be honest. It still has its, I would say, blocks or streets. You know what I mean? Where you kind of have to be like, I wouldn't go down that street, boy, like, or that alley down there. You know what I mean?
Alleys, stay at alleys.
But
No.
now it's like cool. I walk down my alley to score my weed and shit, like to an actual weed shop that they have.
That's
So
like
that's
yeah,
actually there, not
fully
to the
accredited.
dude.
Yeah.
Not in the alley by some dude that's a drug dealer.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you start legalizing, man. The drug dealers go
I'm
away.
all for it. I'm
Yeah.
all fucking
We
for
used to
it.
get it from David over here back in the day. Used to be our connect right there. Used to meet him in the alley.
I don't know anything about that. That message is not approved by
That's not
Shiny.
approved.
We need an anti-bell sound.
Exactly. Who's JK?
No, but
But yeah, man.
Also,
girls-
like hip hop, I feel like hip hop comes from South Central. Were you surrounded by hip hop?
dude,
How did
hell yes. Are you kidding me?
But was there a
Pretty
lot of metal in South Central too?
That's what we grew. That's what we listen to. Like still to this day, even in our we have barbecues and our kickbacks. I mean, it's not always just metal. You know what I mean?
Right,
we grew up
right,
on
right.
some. obviously the classic, the best, you know, NWA, Snoop Dogg, Dre, like the best. I noticed your album covers right here. The new Snoop Dogg's new album too, and all that. Like, yo,
Gosh, I don't know anything about that. It's after party.
After
yeah,
party.
after party knows what's
but
up.
yeah, man, we definitely grew up on all kinds of style of music. Obviously hip hop because
Yeah.
being around South Central and that.
Yeah, it's
culture,
inevitable, right?
It's there, man. Like you can't help it.
I'm just wondering how y'all
we
became
fucking know.
metalheads
We
and how come
fucking
you're not on
bump
our
that
squad,
shit.
bro?
We
How
bump
come you're
that
on the
shit.
hip hop squad? Why don't we make hip hop music? No.
I love
No,
hip hop, man. I love listening to the beats, man. The beats are.
Well, you're a drummer, right? That's what you do, right?
He actually made a video.
Like, oh man, I
playing
fucking love
like
it.
Snoop
Oh yeah, I
Dogg
was just
too.
covering Snoop Dogg's gin and juice, playing drums on
Hey,
it.
well, if your ego ever picks up, you want to do a
Yeah.
side project, I'm
love
drummer, man.
Get my chops in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right,
dude,
so
that's exactly what, like that style is. It's inevitable. You kind of have to, and there's even hints of it in our music and style too. You just can't even tell, you know. Yeah, strong on my vocal part at least.
yeah, right. As a
vocal part
vocalist, as a
and
writer,
lyrics.
as a lyricist, yeah, you
Dude,
got, yeah.
Tupac,
Of course.
lyrically, you kidding me? Mad genius, like right there. So it's like a lot of, you know, even now some of the most, I would say the most current one, it would probably be like Kendrick. For me personally, would be like
To
you know
Pimp
what
a
I mean?
Butterfly, I was listening to it on the way back from SF.
That whole
That's
album
like, yeah,
is
it's just
sick. No,
That's
dude,
just
no.
fire.
Yeah, so exactly. Even what he's doing on his career, like he's blown up. He's huge,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like he sells out shit. You know, it's
Right.
like you gotta give mad respect to that. Compton, dude. It's like right
South
there.
Central, bro.
That's our
South
backyard.
Central, look,
Exactly.
South
It's like
Central,
right
look.
there. You know,
Y'all are
Compton,
next,
Watts,
you're
and shit. So all that, it's like, you know, it's definitely strongly influenced in our music and our art and in our
like a hustle mentality.
and everything
yeah,
hustle mentality. Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So thanks to them, like, yeah. Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
NWA was
that.
one of the, you know, we like to think that we're the metal side of NWA. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Vile Descent.
We're MWA, Mexicans with attitude. So,
Whoa.
so with that, yo.
Brittany can't with y'all. She cannot with y'all. Look at her. She just cannot with y'all.
Hey, Brittany, you're cool.
All right, we got 15 minutes left. Let's talk about these shows.
Cool.
Let's talk about social media. Let's talk about trying to get your platform bigger. Let's get your music heard. Where can people come see you? Where can they listen to the EP? This is your time. Talk to the people. Just
everywhere, man.
just
Check us out
rant.
everywhere. Rants everywhere. Vile Descent in your face now. Listen to it everywhere.
We
Like an
also just
auction.
launched our website too. Just
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
www.viledescent.com.
.com?
Is that what that is?
You got the .com?
I got the .com.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vile Descent. Can you
We
spell
just
it for the
launched
people? Just
Sure,
for anybody
it's,
just listening?
Okay, so it's www. You spell it www.
Got that part. We got that part.
dot VILEDESCENT
Dot.
.com.
How do you spell com?
COM.
Actually, on the new keyboards, you can. There's a .com button. So
So you don't have to type it.
you have to
Okay.
type it. Yeah.
Yes.
Easier. Love it.
Are you on Twitter, Instagram?
Oh
all
yeah,
that?
all social. Keep
Yeah,
going,
sorry, I
dude,
went
keep
ahead,
going.
sorry.
Damn,
Yeah,
you're
dog,
doing
you
such a
got
good
excited for
job.
the
You had
website.
one job.
One job.
Yeah, we're pretty much.
I already took
all
care of the
social
first
media.
part.
We're on based on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just on YouTube. Check us out on if you want to see some live videos. We're trying to actually record some more videos of ourselves after practice, or just trying to do more of to see what we're
David
all about.
coming out to some
you know.
stuff too.
Yeah, Night Flare, and then homies over there hook us up.
Hey, that's
Hey,
non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure. You signed the paperwork about
Oh
that.
shit, we
bro.
signed that
over
shit.
here.
Yeah. Can't mention
But
that. Edit that part.
Yeah. I'll cut that out of the
Cut it
podcast.
out.
No shit. Anybody who's tuned in live, y'all know.
Men in Black, little.
Yeah.
Where am I?
And then your shows. 2 shows coming up.
2 shows coming up, Brian.
November 11th, we're having a show at Los Globos on Sunset
What?
with Louis Saito. It's gonna be Sorry State, Beowulf, Psychotic Youth, Val Descent. That's sponsored by Yo Radio, Los Angeles Radio. Shout out to the homies as well. And after that, that's gonna be our last show for this year.
And what's the date on that?
That's November 11th.
November 11th.
Veterans Day Sunday, fun day, y'all. So come
Oh,
on
so
down.
no work the next
No
day?
work the
No work,
next
party
day.
on.
You know what that means?
Can I ring the bell?
Just
Do the bell.
yeah, ring it.
Come out, y'all. Venice is gonna be in the house that day, yo. Original members of Suicidal Tendencies. So come on down.
That's actually a pretty big deal, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. It's
gonna be cool, man.
That's a
Try to
big
make
band.
it.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Los Globos?
at Los Globos
On the 11th.
November 11th. You guys are more than welcome to come down, man. Check out the scene.
I fly back from Phoenix on the 10th, so I should be able to make it.
Oh, cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And followed by our next show after that, it's going to be January 10th at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood. We're going to open up for the legendary band called Possessed. Old school death thrash metal band back in the day. So, yeah, we're selling tickets for that. If you guys want some tickets, just let us know for that. Cheaper than the door, so hit us up. You know how it goes.
Thursday, January 10th. Come on down at the Whiskey. That's going to be till, obviously, next year, but... yeah, those are going to be our next upcoming shows. And other than that, we're going to try and get a little bit more shows for more people, for everybody out there. Like I said, from this point on, we're just, we're going to be writing. We're writing. We're definitely in the writing process. A lot more writing process. Got, like, a total of what, like maybe 8 new songs as of right now, roughly.
And you have a home studio, it sounds like, because you
Yeah,
rehearse at a studio where there's a recording.
Our house, yeah. It's a garage.
Yeah.
You know, we converted it into
dog,
a
the
studio and
technology
everything,
these
man.
days, that's all you need, bro.
Exactly. So that's another thing that we're working on, just to get the whole mics and everything, to get more demos and get everything a lot quicker done, to get it out to more people. You know what I mean? So that's all. That's the goal, to get more music out to everybody out there. And just find us everywhere. Social media, send us a message.
Where's the EP at? SoundCloud,
iTunes,
Spotify, the whole deal?
Everything. Reverb Nation, everything. All social media, Google Play, everything. Type it in. Google it. Just visit our website. If you visit our website, it has links where it guides you to everything. Our music video, our pictures, our history,
now you
bio.
remember about the website.
I know. Sorry, didn't say it. But yeah, all that stuff, just click it on there, man, and you'll find us. Send us a message. We all have our personal Instagram accounts and Facebook. Add us. I mean, we love to go to shows. You know, if it's not the 4 of us, it's the 2 of us, it's the 1 of us, and you know, we're trying to stay active and be with people, you know what I mean?
Honestly,
this
dude,
is our thing. So
one of the main things that me and my team is always talking about is visibility. Like, people need to see you.
Yes,
they need to see you. They need to know, oh, this dude goes to shows. This guy knows that guy. Like, he's active. He's not just some like random fool in the corner who
on the computer only.
Yeah. Shows up one time.
That sounds cool. Interested. Interested.
Yeah, exactly. So super. I like that. And now that we've met, and I know you work at the titty bar, we'll be seeing each other more.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go out right now with one of your songs.
Cool.
Which one is it?
Daggers.
Yeah. You want to tell anybody?
That's honestly a tribute to the Lords of Dogtown, to all the skaters out there, to the Venice Cats, surfers, skaters, Dogtown, Bones Brigade, all the people out there that are like into the extreme sports. This was a tribute that I wrote for the Lords of Dogtown. You know, it's an art show that we did. We needed a song to do it, and it's something that I've been passionate about. So.
And this is on the EP. It could be streamed on Spotify.
It is on the EP. This is our first EP. This is our very first EP. It's called Dead on Arrival. You'll find it on Spotify, iTunes. You can check it out anywhere. I mean, download it and let us know what you guys think.
And like I said at the top of the show, y'all, liking shit on Spotify, sharing it, adding it to playlists, sending it to the links, like going to this podcast on iTunes, subscribing, 5 stars, leaving a comment. It all helps to get more visibility, to build a platform, to eventually create sustainable ways to support ourselves as artists on our passion. The same way that everybody else who's passionate about computer science or automotives or whatever the fuck, everybody else getting paid for their passion. We're trying to make ourselves get paid for our passion to help the movement. Brittany, take us out. Daggers, Val Descent. Go catch them at their next shows. Woo! You can bring it one more time for the people.
Yeah!